everybody! Today, let's crochet this little turtle. Look at this cute little turtle, especially the two eyes, right? It's so cute! It can stand. Let's see if he can stand like this. What if you want to turn this head to the left? Just install the eyes in this place. So what if you want to turn your head to the right? Just install the eyes on this side. It's very simple. Okay, what's next? Let's hook it together. First, let's hook the head of this little turtle. Wrap the thread around your finger. Put the line on the left hand. Change your left hand and pinch the intersection. Then the crochet goes in. Wrap the yarn around and pull it over. And then you crochet it around. Pull this little loop. This is a chain stitch. And what happens next? We start to hook single crochets inside the loop. For the first round, we need to hook 6 short stitches. The crochet presses the thread and pulls it over. And then crochet round the thread. Go through both loops at the same time. This is a single crochet. Mark the first single crochet. The stitch is a V-shaped shape like this. Look at the stitches. The first stitch of each round must be marked. So what we do is we take the second stitch. First we thread a crochet through the ring. The crochet presses the thread and pulls it over. And then crochet round the thread. Run both loops through at the same time. This is the second single crochet. The crochet presses the thread and pulls it over. Put the 2 loops together. Fourth stitch. For single crochets, we use the letter 4, represented by X. In the first round, we hooked 6 single crochets. Let's take a look. 6 short stitches are hooked. Then pull this thread tail tightly. This will form a small disc. The first round is done. So we're using a stitch of a spiral hook. So after each round is hooked, no need to connect. So what's next? We move on to the second round. For the second circle, we need to hook 6 increase. And we do that with the letter symbol V. What about first? We threaded the crochet through the first stitch of the mark. Hook the first increase. Let's take a look. Cross these 2 lines horizontally. The end of the line is transverse to one side. Hook the first single crochet first. Mark it well. And what happens next? In the same stitches. Then hook a single crochet again. Take a look. This is an increase. 1 increase is equal to 2 single crochets in each single crochet. Then next, we continue to hook the second stitch. Thread the crochet through the second stitch. Hook 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, and then the second single crochet. Okay, the second increase is done. According to this method, hook an added stitch on the inside of the back for stitch holes. And remember that 1 increase is equal to 2 single crochets in each single crochet. We use the letter symbol V to represent. The second round is to hook 6 bolts. After the second round is hooked, there are 12 single crochets in this round. Let's take a look. The second round is completed. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the third round. What about the third round? 1 single crochet and an increase is 1 group. Repeat the hook 6 times. What about first? We threaded the crochet through the first stitch of the mark. Hook a single crochet. Mark it well. Then hook an increase in the second stitch. That's 2 single crochets on the hook. Let's take a look. 1 single crochet and 1 increase. It's a group. You need to hook this whole round 6 times. Next, there is an increase in the 3rd stitch. Then 2 single crochets are hooked in the 4th stitch. It was done the 2nd time. According to this method, hook all the last 4 groups. 1 single crochet, 1 increase. So what about after we hook the 3rd round? There are 18 single crochets in the 3rd round. When you're done crocheting, count the stitches. The last stitch is an increase. Okay, let's take a look. The 3rd round is completed. And then what we do is we go for the 4th turn. The 4th round. 2 single crochets and 1 increase is a group. Repeat the hook 6 times. Let's hook. Hook a single crochet inside the 1st stitch. Mark it well. Then crochet a single crochet in the 2nd stitch. And we hooked an increase in the 3rd stitch. Let's take a look. 2 single crochets and 1 increase. It's a group. You need to hook 6 times for a whole round. Hook a single crochet in the 4th stitch. Hook a single crochet in the 5th stitch. Then hook 2 single crochets in the 6th stitch. Okay, it's done the 2nd time. There should be 8 single crochets at this point. Count them. Let's hook all the next 4 times. So what about after we hook the 4th round? It will have 24 single crochets in this round. Okay, let's take a look at the 4th round. Then we continue to hook the 5th round. The 5th round. 3 single crochets and 1 increase is a group. Repeat the hook 6 times. Let's hook. A single crochet is hooked inside the 1st stitch. Mark it well. A single crochet in the 2nd stitch. A single crochet in the 3rd stitch. And we hook an increase in the 4th stitch. Let's take a look. These are 3 single crochets, 1 increase. You need to hook this whole round 6 times. We continue to hook a 2nd time. These 3 single crochets occupy 3 stitches. Then hook an increase. Okay, we did it the 2nd time. According to this method, hook all the last 4 times. Our increase is very regular. Right, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets. So everyone hooks. And learn to look at this crochet diagram. In this case, we can see the diagram later. Hook a small part alone. The single crochet is represented by the letter X. Increase use the letter for V to indicate. Inside the parentheses is a group. The number after it represents how many times to hook it repeatedly. Okay, we're done with the 5th round. Turned into 30 stitches. Next, we continue to hook for the 6th round. The 6th circle. The 4 single crochets and 1 increase is a group. Repeat the hook 6 times. Let's hook. First, hook for single crochets. After the 1st stitch is hooked, mark it first. Then the 2nd stitch. 3rd stitch. The 4th stitch. And We hooked an increase in the 5th stitch. Let's take a look. 4 single crochets and 1 increase. So that's a combination. We continue to hook a second time. 4 single crochets. Then an increase. It was done the second time. According to this method, hook all the last 4 times. So what about after we hook the 6th round? It will become 36 single crochets. Okay, take a look at our 6th round officially completed. What about after the hook is done? The next 7th to 14th rounds, we just crochet 1 single crochet in each stitch. Just hook these 36 single crochets. Everyone follow me to hook. Still hook the original 36 stitches. The first stitch of each round must be marked. Everyone follows me until the 14th round. Okay, look, round 14 is done. So we're going to hook. On round 15, we need to reduce the stitches. The round 15 for single crochets and 1 decrease is a group. Repeat the hook 6 times. Let's hook. First, let's hook for single crochets. Occupies for stitches. First stitch. Second stitch. Third stitch. The 4th stitch is ready. Then hook a decrease. 2 stitches reduced to 1 stitch. First we thread the crochet to the front loop of the 5th stitch and through the front loop of the 6th single crochet. This single loop. And then the crochet hooks the yarn. Go through both loops at the same time. The crochet hooks the thread and pulls it like this at the same time, then putting the 2 loops together. This is a decrease. For single crochets and 1 decrease. It's a group. Next, let's continue to hook the second time. Hook for single crochets first. Then hook a decrease. First through the front loop of the next stitch. Then through the next front loop. Crochet hook yarn. Go through both loops at the same time. Then through 2 loops. That's it. For single crochets and 1 decrease. Third time. Hook for single crochets first. Just hook it like this. Let's see it again. First pick up a front half stitch. Then pick up a front half stitch. Crochet the thread and pull it over. And decrease. That's it. 4th time. For single crochets. Then a decrease. Time for single crochets. Then a decrease. Sixth time for single crochets. Then hook a decrease. Okay, here's round 15. After the hook is done, it becomes 30 single crochets. So what's next? You guys just follow me through the diagrams. Hook the rounds 16 to 26. I put the diagram on the screen. So just hook the diagram. Okay, let's take a look. We follow the diagram all the way to round 26. So when we get to round 18, just fill it up slowly. Just put fiber fill in it. Then cut the end of the thread directly. This is ending to end on the last round. Rounds 19 to 26. We just crochet single crochet in each single crochet. The 12 single crochets hooked. Fill it with fiber fill. Let's take a look. This is the first stitch. We skipped the first stitch. Thread the stitch through the second stitch. And find the last single crochet. Through the back loop of the last single crochet, along with this little loop below. Throw it together like this. That's it. Let's take a look. So it's connected. This is where our heads and necks are. Just hooked off like this. Okay, what about after we hook this part? Next we will look at the graphic part. You hook up this part of the turtle's belly. That's it. Its beginning is magic ring 2, from 6 single crochets. Then gradually increase the number of stitches. I'll give you the diagram later. And we're still looking at the diagrams. Hook the 4 legs of this turtle. Let's take a look at the method of magic rings. From 6 single crochets. Just keep hooking up. It's very simple. After the hook is done, they are all filled with fiber fill in it. And for each leg, we leave a threaded tail. It can be used for suturing later. So what's next? Everyone follows the diagram and hook the belly and these 4 legs first. Hook it all up. So what's next? Let's hook the parts of this turtle shell together. Use the green yarn to hook. From 6 single crochets in magic ring. Circle your finger and take it off. Put the line on the left hand. Then crochet it in. Wrap the yarn around and pull it over. Hook a chain stitch first. The first round hook has 6 single crochets. First stitch. Second stitch. Third stitch. Fourth stitch. Fifth stitch. Take a look at the 6th stitch. Hook these 6 single crochets. Pull the end of the thread tightly, the part of our turtle shell. No more spiral hooks. So, we need to hook a slip stitch in the first single crochet. Hook a slip stitch and connect it. Let's do it. Thread the crochet into the first stitch. The end of the yarn is transverse to one side. Hook the yarn and pull it over. Then pull over. This loop comes directly to the back loop. Bring it directly like this. Tension. This is a slip stitch, so it's connected. After round 1, we continue to hook the second round. The second round, we hook 6 increases. The hook method is the same. After each round is hooked, you need to connect it like this. Hook a chain stitch first. And remember that each round begins with a chain stitch. Okay, we hook 6 increases. Hook an increase in the first stitch. You can mark the first stitch well. The second 1 increases. Let's take a look. Then the third 1 increases. 4th increase, 5th increase, then the 6th one. Let's take a look. 6 increases are hooked. We then threaded crochet through the first single crochet. Then crochet the yarn and bring it over, straight to the back loop. Tension. This is a slip stitch. The second round is officially completed. There are 12 stitches in this round. Then hook a chain stitch first. The third round, 1 single crochet and 1 increase is a group. Repeat hook 6 times. 1 single crochet and 1 increase. We follow the method. Everyone follow me to hook. Okay, after the hook is done, hook a slip stitch to connect it. Bring it directly like this. The third round is officially completed, turned into 18 stitches. We continue to hook for the 4th round. At the beginning, hook a chain stitch first. The 4th round, 2 single crochets and 1 increase is a group. Repeat the hook 6 times. The first 4 rounds of the turtle shell and the top 4 of the heads. The hook method is exactly the same. Because part of our turtle shell needs to be changed, so we need crochet slip stitches. On the 5th round, we need to change the color. So we did it all the way to the end of round 4. What about the last stitch left? Let's take a look at the last stitch left. As for the last stitch, you need to hook an increase. So what I just said, we need to change to another color for the 5th round. We all need the last color. And every time the color changes, this place for the last stitch, change color in advance. The last stitch of the 4th circle goes in. Hook the yarn, pull it over, but don't finish it. Here's where we change colors. Let's take a look. We hook the yellow line like this. Use the yellow yarn to join the 2 loops together. And then we'll use the yellow yarn to crochet a slip stitch in the first stitch. The end of the yarn is transverse to one side. Pull it over and tighten the back loop, so the color change is successful. The 4th round is complete. The 5th round is hooked with a yellow yarn. First hook a chain stitch, and then 3 single crochets and 1 increase is a group. Repeat hook 6 times. Everyone follow me to hook. 3 single crochets and 1 increase. Just repeat the hook. So we're going to use the yellow yarn for round 5. Everyone follow me to hook. Three single crochets and 1 increase. Let's look at the last stitch. Crochet a stitch first. Because we are at the beginning of the 6th round, we need to change it to the green yarn again. So this place for the last stitch, we need to change the color in advance. The last stitch of the 5th round, hook the yarn and pull it over. Change to green line. Just remember, every color change. They are all in the previous color. This place for the last stitch. Change color in advance. Crochet a sleepo stitch with the green yarn. The 5th round is officially completed. Okay, after hooking the 5th round, we continue to hook the 6th round. The beginning of the 6th round, we need to use this green yarn to hook. So we change the color in advance. First hook 2 single crochets with green yarn. 1 increase and 1 single crochet. Let's hook round 6. We're going to crochet a chain stitch first. Then hook a single crochet in the first stitch. A single crochet is hooked inside the 2nd stitch. Then hook an increase in the 3rd stitch. Then there is a single crochet hooked in the 4th stitch, because we need to change color in the next stitch. So, we need to bring this yellow yarn forward a bit. Just put it horizontally on the crochet like this. It's very simple. Just put the yellow thread across the crochet like this. Hook the yarn and pull it over. Then change the color to yellow, although we use this yellow to finish the last stitch. Let's take a look. 2 single crochets and 1 increase were hooked with green yarn. Then change it to this yellow line. Crochet a single crochet. Hook the yarn and pull it over. Then change it to green yarn and finish the stitches. Let's take a look. It's a group. Hook 2 single crochets, 1 increase and 1 single crochet with green thread. Then hook a single crochet with yellow yarn. It's a group. This group needs to be hooked 6 times. We hook the 2nd side. Hook 2 single crochets with green yarn. Then hook an increase. And then crochet a single crochet with yellow. So from this stitch, you need to change the color. Bring the yellow yarn forward. Put it on crochet. Don't pull it too tight. Just pull it loosely. Hook the yarn, pull it over and replace it with a yellow yarn. Then change it to the yellow yarn. Let's take a look. 2 single crochets, 1 increase. Just 1 more single crochet and it's done. Change to green line in advance. Okay, the 2nd time it's hooked. After that, hook a single crochet. We can hook all the back for more times. Everyone follow me to hook. Everyone mainly follows me to learn. This method of changing the silk is enough. You need to use this method of changing silk. It's through this constant color change. To hook the shell of this little turtle. Like this. It's actually very simple. Everyone follow me to hook. Okay, let's take a look. The 6th round. It's all hooked in a whole round, and it's connected. So what about the next 7th to 10th rounds? We are all a process of constant color change. So I'm going to put the diagram on the screen. Just follow the diagram and hook it. Well, it is written very clearly on the diagram. Hook until round 10. Just follow the diagram and hook it. Okay, and we just kept following the diagram all the way to round 10. What about the last stitch? We need to hook a single crochet with a yellow thread. I haven't hooked the last stitch of round 10 yet. We won't be able to use this green line in the future, so we just cut it. Just leave a part with the tail yarn. And let's take this 10th round to make a connection. Thread the crochet into the first stitch. Hook a slip stitch. Connect well and you're done on the 10th round. How about round 11? We need to use a yellow thread to put the previous belly attached to this turtle shell. Let's take a look. Let's connect this belly together. Put the belly face up. Face out. What about the belly? And finally 48 stitches. This turtle shell is also 48 stitches. We just connect one stitch to one stitch. The first stitch corresponds to one on this side. One stitch corresponds to one stitch. Just connect it. Hook the yarn, pull it over, and hook a single crochet. Second stitch. Just correspond before and after. The stitch fits perfectly. That's all. One stitch corresponds to one stitch. Just connect them together. What about at the end? We left a small opening. Then put fiber fill in it. Then what about after filling it up? Just hook them together. What about the rest? Okay, let's take a look. Just hook until the end. And we're going to attach the shell to the belly. Then hook a slip stitch. Okay, what about after the 11th round is connected? So what's next? We're on the basis of this 11th round. Hook a round of single crochets. Hook a chain stitch. There is a stitch on the hook inside each stitch. Everyone follow me to hook. Hook it again. Okay, let's take a look. After the hook is done, leave a thread tail and cut it directly. And then, let's connect this place. So this is the first shot. We skip it and thread the crochet through the second stitch. And find the last stitch. Pick its back loop. Go through it with this small loop below. So it's connected. And then we run the thread through the other sections. Thread it like this. Cut the long part directly. Let's take a look. Our turtle shell and belly are connected together. And that's the end of it. Next, let's connect. We put this body part connected to this neck. Then we sew the neck on. There are 6 green spaces. We can sew it in any space. Let's sew. When sewing, sew under these 2 rows. Sew under this in this row. Let's take a look. In these 2 yellow lines, the green gap in the middle is sewn inside. The yellow line is on the left and right. That's it. Sew it up accordingly. Everyone followed me to sew. It's very simple. Just fix it in this position. Just fix it frame by frame. Just sew it like this. After sewing, it happens to be in this green gap. Then we put all the sides of the neck. Sew it down here. Sewn together with the neck. And this side is also sewn together. Wear this side like this. Then put this side on too. Fix it like this. Let's take a look. That's it. And we need to attach a few stitches to the neck and body. Thread the thread over this body. Fix a few stitches with the neck like this. That's it. Let's take a look, and that's it. So what if you like to put this head? What about a little bit higher? Can we put the above part? Then fix it again. This is also possible. What if you like this neck and head? What if it is very tight? It can be in the above part. It's okay to put a few more stitches on. Wear it back like this. Sew a few more stitches slightly up the neck. And you run it through the rest. Cut the long part directly. Let's take a look, and that's it. Our bodies and heads are connected. So here, we're going to sew on the 4 legs. Let's sew. Let's sew. What about the front legs? Right on the left and right sides of this neck. Take a look at this side seam. Then sew one on this side. What about the 2 legs? Just keep them symmetrical. Let's take a look at the suturing process of this leg. All 4 legs are sewn like this. Okay, let's take a look. We're done with the first leg. What about after sewing? The next 3 legs are all sewn this way. The second leg is sewn in this position, and then the back legs. Take a look at the seam in this position. We sew it into this head, corresponding to this square. The left and right sides of this square are enough. Take a look at this one. One sewn on the side, then sew one on this side. We can use this. What about a setting stitch? Fix it first. In this way, the position will not be deviated. Fix this leg too. This is the second leg in front of us, also fixed. What about after our 4 legs are sewn? He can make the turtle stand still. Just press this position. Just sew all 4 legs well. Everyone followed me to sew. Okay, let's take a look. We sewed all 4 legs. What about after sewing? Let's install the eyes of this little turtle. First, we need to find the 2 black screws. Got both eyes right. Then we install it. Take a look at this location first. Count from the top of your head down. We installed it for it. Position between lines 9 and 10. For 2 5 stitches can be spaced between the 2 eyes. For 2 5 stitches between the eyes. Just open for 2 5 stitches between the 2 eyes. What about after the eyes are installed? Let's outline this eyebrow with black thread and the mouth part. Use thinner black lines to outline. And if you look, the eyebrows are right above the eyes. 3 rows of positions. Open 2 lines. Position on line 3. Thread the needle like this. Through it out. Then pull the yarn diagonally. The width is about the width of 2 stitches. Thread the stitches in the lower row. Then go through to the left. Just be symmetrical. You can see that this is spanning 2 stitches. This side is also across the width of 2 stitches. Then through it too, the position of the lower row of the 2 eyes. Let's sketch the mouth. What about the mouth? In total, we span a width of 3 stitches. What about the mouth? To outline him at the center of the 2 eyes. 3 stitches across. Then thread the needle from this position. Then thread the needle in the lower row. Then rub another stitch to the left. Thread this thread like this. Adjust it. And you run it through the rest. take a look at the eyebrows of our little turtle. And the mouth is sketched. Cut the long part directly. Let's take a look. Our very cute little turtle is done. So the head of this little turtle is facing to the left. What if you like to face your head to the right? Just put the mouth on this side of it. Let's see, the method is the same. Just guide it to the location. This is our little turtle. Look at this little turtle. Its head is facing to the right. The method is the same. Okay, enjoy yourself. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video tutorial.